Hi, it's Lynnea for ThermOWeb, and today I'm going to be using some of the new Glitz Glitter Gel, the flock transfer sheets, and some of the Brutus Monroe Deco foil transfer sheets to create a fun birthday card for a boy. So to start off with, I have this fun geometric triangle stencil. And for the pattern and the type of project I'm going to be using, really you could use any stencil. I sprayed the back of it with some pixie spray, let that dry and set for about a minute, and then I added this onto my card base. I wanted to have both Glitz Glitter Gel and flock on the background of my card, but I only wanted to use just this one stencil. So I'm taking some pieces of purple tape and I'm going to just kind of tear them into different shapes and sizes, and I'm just going to block off about half of the triangles on the stencil background. I didn't count out exactly half of the triangles to mask off. I just kind of masked off where I thought it looked good to me. So now I'm taking some of the new Deco Foil Transfer Gel Duo, and I'm going to use a stencil pal and just stencil this gel over my masked off triangles. And it doesn't really matter if I get it onto the purple tape. I'm going to just peel that off and I'll be able to discard that later. When I peel back this stencil, you're going to see that that purple tape perfectly masked off about half of those triangles. And now I have that Transfer Gel Duo just on some of the triangles for my background. I set that aside to dry. It'll take probably about an hour, and you'll know when it's dry because it'll be clear instead of that white milky color. While it's drying, I decided to work on my sentiment. I have some iCraft double-sided 6x6 adhesive sheets, and I just cut off a little piece and added it onto a piece of white cardstock. I'm going to peel back that adhesive and lay on top some of the Brutus Monroe green sketch deco foil. Now when you're adding foil into adhesive, you want to add that pretty side up. And then I'm just going to run that over with my fingers and just make sure that that foil transfers onto the adhesive perfectly. And when I peel it off, I'll have a little strip of foil where that adhesive was. And then I can add this magical word die. This is from Pink and Maine, and die cut out that fun foiled sentiment. Now this also comes with a shadow background die, so I'm going to use some iCraft Ultra Bond liquid adhesive, and I will add this foiled word die onto this white shadow, and that will give me a nice background and help this word die stand out a little bit from my background. Okay, so now my background is dry. You can see that the Transfer Gel Duo is clear, and I'm going to use some of the Teal Waters flock transfer sheets. I'll cut down a little piece of this, slightly larger than my background, and when you are adding flock into adhesive or the transfer gel, you want to put your piece, your cardstock, face down into the flock. So for foil, it's pretty side up. For flock, it's pretty side down. Now I ran this through my die cutting machine, and I'm not going to lie, I completely panicked when I saw my background. The problem here was that my pixie spray was still a little bit tacky on my cardstock. I didn't let my stencil dry quite enough before I adhered my stencil onto it, and I panicked, but it was okay because all I had to do was just take my fingers and rub off the extra of the flock transfer sheet. Because the pixie spray is a light adhesive, that flock didn't actually adhere onto it. It was just kind of clung there, almost like static electricity, just a little bit stickier. So all I had to do was just take my finger and I rubbed all over my background, and where that flock had transferred into the Duo gel, it held on strong, but where it had kind of stuck to that pixie spray, it came right off with no issues at all. So if this happens to you, just take your fingers on your background and just kind of like rub off the excess. It worked like a charm. You can see I don't have any of that extra still on my background. I took that triangle stencil, laid it back over, directly over where my flocked little triangles are, and now I'm going to add some of this brilliant blue Glitz Glitter Gel, and I'm using more purple tape just to kind of mask off those flocked triangles. I thought that I would kind of be able to go in and just wing it, and then I didn't trust myself enough. But I just added the Glitz Glitter Gel over the rest of the stencil, and check this out. I'm so excited about this background. Half of these little triangles have the flock transfer sheets on them, and the other half is that brilliant blue Glitz Glitter Gel. I stamped out a bunch of little images from the Pink and Main Life is a Circus stamp set. I colored them with my alcohol markers, and then I arranged them on my background where I wanted them to be, along with my sentiment here, my foiled sentiment that we did earlier. Now I'm going to use iCraft Ultra Bond liquid adhesive to glue all of these images down. But I had worked so hard and it took me so long to get all of these little images arranged just the way I wanted them to be, and I really didn't want to lose their placement. So I just took 2 pieces of the 1.5 inch wide purple tape, stuck them together, and then laid them over top of all of my little images and my sentiment. And that let me pick everything up all at once and hold them into the arrangement that I wanted them to be in. Then I could add my liquid adhesive to the back and just stick them down and slowly peel this tape away. And anywhere that I'm peeling this away and I have glue on the back of my images, they'll stay stuck down. It's such a cool little trick. I hope you guys really enjoyed this background using 2 different mediums. I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!